Testimony continued today in the most notorious criminal trial in Richland County. Dr. John Boyle is accused of killing his wife Maureen and burying her body.
The 12-year-old son finally took the stand.
Boyle confidently told the jury it was his decision to testify against his father.
I heard a scream. I heard a thud. It was about this loud.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
I decided at an early age that our trauma should not be what defines us. It's what we choose to do with it that does. I'm here to share my unique perspective on true crime, mental health, society, and popular culture, and always with a slight sense of humor. I'm Collier Landry, and welcome to my show.
Mover Nation, what's going on? What's going on a Friday night? I'm going to do a quick little live. What's up, Black Eagle? What's up, Mary? How are you guys? Doing a quick little live. I wanted to be on a live a little earlier, but did not happen. But I want to do a little Diddy update because people were like, hey, I mean, obviously this guy's all over the news. There's all kinds of stuff. What's up, Colleen? How are you? How you guys doing? Welcome. There's an article in the there's an article in the New York Post today that came out, and it discusses the treasure trove of evidence against P. Diddy or Diddy compared to that which was against Keith Raniere, who you guys may or may not know from the Nxivm cult. There was a show about it on HBO. It's called Beyond the Vow. I think it's what it's called. Or no, it's called The Vow. They did 2 seasons of it. It'll blow your mind. Keith Raniere, the Nxivm cult. I discussed this the other day with Katie Kool-Lady, who was on my show. I had people pitch me on joining Nxivm years ago in my house in Hollywood. It was wild. And I was interviewing somebody today, and they asked me, they were like, hey, did you ever, what do you know about these freak offs? And I said, you know what? I remember getting a phone call in 2005 about attending with my girlfriend at the time. She was a model. I was a model, about attending these parties. And we were just in this conversation about it. And she said, you should talk about that a little bit. I'll get into that another time. But I remember having this conversation with an unnamed person over the phone. It came from a trusted source that was, there's a very famous billionaire at the time who was involved in the music industry. And they were asking if we would go to these parties and, be in these freak offs. And I remember, and they were paying us a lot of money. It was like $10,000 to come out, which is a lot of money. Nowadays, it's a lot of money, but especially when you're in your mid-20s, early 20s, and you're like, oh, I just go with my girlfriend to a party and I get paid 10 grand. Okay, that works. We did not do it. We decided that it sounded a little too suspect for us. But I remember all this because I was having this discussion with an individual who I'm going to have on my podcast in the coming weeks. And she just started asking me, hey, you're in Hollywood. Did you ever experience this? And I said, as a matter of fact, I did. A lot of bad stuff. Anyways, it really hit home when I was reading this article about Keith Raniere, and I want to pull it up here for you guys. I want to pull it up. Oh, there's Marisol. Marisol is here. Marisol is back. She's very excited. Marisol, what's going on, sweetheart? So we are. I wonder if somebody's at my door. No, they wouldn't be at my door. Let me see here. Share screen. So this is the article that comes. This is the article that came up on the New York Post, and it says Diddy doesn't stand a chance against in sex case, trafficking case because of this treasure trove of evidence, says experts. And this was something that is so wild to me because Keith Raniere, I mean, that is a slam dunk home run. That was a slam dunk home run for the government in that case. So we're going to go over this. I'll play a little bit of this. Here we go.
Hey, I'm Hannah Malou. Check out my haul from eBay Motors to get this Charger to rip.
Well, in the meanwhile, while this stupid ad plays, let's add one of two. Oh, come on, man. Nope, don't want to go there. we'll get to this article. Anyways, the stunning sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs could be even stronger than the one against Nxivm sex cult leader Keith Raniere, who's now serving more than a century behind bars, legal experts told the New York Post. That's because federal prosecutors have a, quote, treasure trove of evidence against the disgraced rap mogul, namely videos of the alleged freak-offs showing his drugged-out victims having sex with male prostitutes. Oh, here we go.
Accusing him of sex trafficking and racketeering. The 54-year-old music icon was arrested late Monday at Park Hyatt, New York in Manhattan, following a long-running investigation that claims Combs abused and coerced women for over a decade. Federal prosecutors allege that Combs was the kingpin of a criminal enterprise.
And we'll see who else is going to go down for this, by the way.
Sexual performances dubbed freak-offs, which he filmed and used as blackmail against his victims. The indictment portrays Combs as a manipulative figure who relied on his business empire to allegedly cover up his abusive actions, which included sex trafficking, forced labor, and even bribery. Combs has been charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The indictment comes after a series of lawsuits over the past year accused him of sexual abuse, including a high-profile case brought by his ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, which was settled out of court last year. Outside of
so there's a little
background
on all this, so you guys know.
Denied the charges, calling the prosecution unjust. Agnifilo noted that Combs voluntarily traveled to New York, anticipating the charges, and plans to fight like hell to clear his name. Agnifilo highlighted Combs' long career, philanthropic efforts, and commitment to his family, stating that while Combs is not perfect, he is no criminal. Agnifilo urged the public to reserve judgment, assuring that his client would plead not guilty, and looks forward to clearing his name.
And as we know, you are presumed.
Hey, I'm Hannah Maloof. Check out my haul from eBay Motors to get this Charger to rip.
Oh my God. All right. Anyways, we'll come back to that article. So it's interesting to see that he is going to face, as many potentially overwhelming evidence that they had against Keith Raniere, more evidence that they had against Keith Raniere, which is insane to me. That's because federal prosecutors is going to have this treasure trove. I think that the Combs case would actually make a stronger case, particularly because prosecutors talk about a lot of videos. And Anthony Capozolo, a former federal prosecutor, video evidence of the alleged freak-offs recordings that they say were uses collateral against Combs' victims is frequently mentioned in federal court papers made public this week against Combs. The irony is that the recordings are now a treasure trove of evidence that is going to be used against him, said the Los Angeles-based defense attorney Nima Rahmani, who also came on my show. Rahmani, also a federal prosecutor, said he believes that there is a lot of video evidence in this case because witnesses can lie, but a video never lies. The victim testimony is corroborated by the video, and it's just so powerful, Rahmani added. Combs is represented by Mark Agnifilo, the same attorney who represented Raniere in his case, accusing him of luring young women into his upstate New York cult Nxivm to turn into sex slaves. Again, if you guys have not seen the HBO series The Vow, which stars my friend Mark Vicente, who was involved in the whole thing, he made the film What the Bleep Do We Know? I had him on the Survivor Squad a couple of years ago. He's a great guest, has a great podcast himself about coercive control, manipulation, narcissism, etc. Capozolo, who helped former Dynasty actress Catherine Oxenberg expose the Twisted Group in her effort to free her daughter, India Oxenberg, from Raniere's grasp, knows Agnifilo could face an uphill battle in defending Combs. As a defense attorney, you can have the best laid plans, and they show one or two videos and everything goes out the window. So it's a very difficult case. Anyways, these are some of the court drawings of him when he was arraigned and held into custody. They did not release him on the $50 million bail. And there you have it. I will be updating you guys with more on this case as it moves forward. We'll do a little more videos over the weekend about this as well. I just want to give you guys a quick little update. Want to do a little Friday Night Live. Mover Nation, thank you so much for joining me. I'm out of here. Here's the outro. Mover Nation, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to all my channel members and Patreon supporters. And for more exclusive content, behind the scenes videos, monthly VIP meet and greets and watch parties, please consider supporting me on Patreon or by becoming a YouTube channel member. If you like this video, check out this one right here or this one right here. And don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps with the algorithm. On that note, I'm Collier Landry. I'll see you on the next one. Good girl, Marisol. Good girl.